What's going on, everybody? Rob A here, and today we're taking a look at Transformers Robots in Disguise Blurr. This is the Warrior class Blurr from the Transformers Robots in Disguise Combiner Force line. I found this at my local Walmart today. Sorry, I do several different stores on a weekly basis, and sometimes I get them mixed up. Anyway, this is Blurr from Robots in Disguise. I don't know if he's actually in the show or not. I'm assuming maybe he is, but I have started to catch up, but I just am at the end of season 1, so I'm still way far behind, but I am catching up because it's actually a pretty interesting show so far, but I don't know anything about the Blurr character as far as Robots in Disguise is concerned, so I apologize as far as that goes, but I can still tell you whether or not it's a decent figure. That shouldn't be too difficult to actually suss out. Up here on the top of the package you can see an image of Blurr in his cartoony form, I guess. There you go, just like that, and then Blurr himself right here. And the vehicle mode, Blurr, blur, 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 blur. He's got a very nice little ice blue weapon here, which is pretty neat. And on the back, of course, it shows his transformation steps. 11 steps in all, so it looks like fairly simple to do, as well it should be. And of course, a blurb about the app and all that kind of cool stuff. So you got that going on. So yeah, looks like a pretty cool figure overall. It looks like he has a ton of paint apps because he's all white and then he's got a lot of this blue on him. So that's really, really interesting to see. So let's get him out of the package and we will check him out in hand right now. Alright guys, so here we have Warrior class Blurr in vehicle mode, and as you can see, he's nice looking vehicle, I have to say. I do like the design here. The colors overall are a bit plain, but honestly, like the way that they're kind of mapped out does make it more exciting. This guy's actually got an interesting transform. Well, not really an interesting transformation. He's got a very basic transformation, but they actually have you flip his arms backwards, which is kind of something that's not typically seen, at least not in these Robots in Disguise figures. In any case, he rolls just fine. No problems with rolling. Here's his little blaster thing. It's a little hard to see because it's clear, but you can see it does have little pegs on either side, so you can pop it in any of the ports on his vehicle mode. 1, 2, 3 here. And there are probably other spots, maybe even. No, it doesn't really look like it fits anywhere underneath. But anyway, this guy's actually pretty cool, and his transformation is very, very simple. But really quickly, I'm just going to show off his vehicle mode one more quick time. The only kind of weird thing is he does have just this big empty space inside under the windshield. And it's very visible because the windshield is just straight up clear, and you can obviously see that there is, just nothing behind it there. So that's a little bit strange, but overall, not terrible. And I mean, it does make it look a little bit more realistic when you're actually looking at it from, the sides or the front. It looks a little bit more realish, I guess. But, that said, to transform this guy, very easy. We're going to go ahead and lift up the, basically this whole piece here. We're just going to lift it like that for the moment. And then we're going to split the sides of the vehicle out like so. And we're going to come around here and just flip the arms around. Just like that. Okay, and basically his arms are nearly done. We can go ahead and flip the bits of the spoiler up. Just like that. We're going to bring this whole section around, and that's going to reveal his head. And then we're going to pull the arms out here, and you can see that these have little tabs that are going to just tab in like that. And then we're going to bring this down, and then bring this down, and then fold that the whole windshield panel up against his back, and that's going to kind of just fill that in just like that. And then it's a matter of just split the legs apart here, and then bring the feet out and down, which can be a little tricky because it wants to get stuck there. There you go. His feet are on soft ratchets, so that's kind of nice. You can get a little bit of action there. Actually, they don't really ratchet. They just look like they ratchet. But I mean, it's a nice solid joint. It's not floppy or anything, and it's his kind of ankle in the back that is on a detented joint. It's only got like 4 or 5, spots. But all right, and there you have Blurr. Very easy transformation, which is good. It's fast. Blurr's fast. You want to have it fast. And you can see he gets some nice more bits of color on his forearms here. A different color than he actually has on the inside of the forearms, which becomes the outside of the car. So that's actually pretty cool. His head, you can kind of see his head here. He does have light piped eyes, which is, it's neat. Unnecessary, but it's neat. And his head is on a ball joint. A lot of light piping in the back there. His head is on a ball joint, so you get a lot of nice rotation out of that. Very cool. Arms are also ball jointed. He can raise his arms about that much. He does have a bicep swivel. He does have a elbow joint. No waist articulation, unfortunately. He does have ball jointed hips, which are also swivel here at this break, and then ball joint at the hip themselves, and a nice deep knee bend. And of course, those feet we discussed earlier, so you can get some pretty deep foot poses out of this guy, if that's something you're looking for in a in a Robots in Disguise figure. Deep foot poses. So I mean, his spoiler gets a little bit in the way, but you get some kind of cool poses out of him there. Yeah, and of course the color does come through here as well. He's got some nice metallic flake blue on his chest and abdomen here. The flake blue kind of continues on to his kneecaps, which are kind of mirrored in a not really metallic blue on his legs, but it kind of, I don't know, almost seems metallic-y without necessarily being that. Maybe there is a slight metal flake in there. It's kind of hard to tell. But it's just some nice paint apps. He's got strangely plain blue tires. I think like this would have been a nice opportunity to have some more clear blue plastic on the tires, because I know most of at least a lot of the Robots in Disguise figures have like clear wheels. So it's kind of strange to see this guy. He has all these clear parts on him. He's got a clear gun, but no clear wheels. And I think he would have, I don't know, I think they would have looked pretty good on him. But, whatevs, they do what they do. And you can, of course, attach the weapon to his shoulder if you want to do that sort of thing. But overall, pretty solid figure. He doesn't really scream Blurr to me. I mean, he is blue, but Blurr always has that kind of very specific kind of head crest that this guy is missing. And I know Robots in Disguise is not G1, but I mean, I assume it's supposed to represent basically the same kind of character, so I thought maybe they would at least add a more Blurr-esque head crest. But I mean, whatever. It's a nitpick. Again, I haven't seen the show, so I can't say exactly how he fits into the line. But overall, a pretty solid figure. Nice, fun, easy transformation, and a lot of paint apps. And pretty decent looking figure overall. So, yeah, I'm happy with him. And, that's going to do it for the review, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button. It really does help me out. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more. I'll be back with more Transformers real soon, so stick around for that. In the meantime, thank you again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.